we see the finished masterpieces. What we don't see are the invisible walls. For every stroke of genius, there are countless moments of paralysis. The mind knowing what it wants, but unable to reach it. This is where creation truly happens, in the confrontation with emptiness. The abyss that every artist must face and somehow cross.
I have been affected by different works and different people and different arts, and that emotional, visceral reaction to all these different things. That drives my passion, because I also hope that I can make people feel that way.
My biggest inspiration is probably my mum, because when I was younger and I saw the level of like drawings and painting she did, it was like, that's crazy. Like, my mum can do that, maybe I can do that as well. And now I've got like little sisters and stuff, and I've done drawings and paintings, and they've been young looking at this and thinking, yeah, if my brother can do that, I can do that. So I think my family is my biggest inspiration.
Using poetry as a vehicle to allow mine and other people's voices to be heard. It's always been a goal of mine to use it as a form of expression that I can use anywhere, amongst any environment and audience, and to also show people, young or old, that if they want to express themselves in a healthy way, then poetry may be the answer for them.
The process of taking something from a thought and bringing it into the world so that other people can see how you view life and how you view the world. That's my favorite part of being creative. Some creative processes are not relaxing at all. They actually are very stressful, but others can be really relaxing when you get into a flow state, especially if it's something you really enjoy.
Where you just can't, get that niggling feeling out of you, where you just think to yourself, oh, why can I not get this right? Why is this not coming together the way that I intended? I don't think it's made me question if I should do this. It's just made me think, if you care a lot, and that's okay. So that's what I've took from it. If you've got butterflies in your stomach, if you're nervous, it's because you care a lot. So I just think to myself that it's not a case that I shouldn't be doing this, but sometimes I've thought to myself, is my approach okay at this? But I don't think I've questioned if I should necessarily be doing this, because I'm here now. So, yeah.
Sometimes you're your own creative block. Sometimes it can be external factors or exhaustion, but it's just something that's stopping you from expressing.
I think it's a normal thing to go through as any type of creative, and to be fair, even though it's called a creative block, I think people that are non-creative or people that may not be doing creative roles, they also go through blocks in life that are very similar. It might be their career, it might be, once they reach a certain age, they start questioning certain things, and things are not as seamless as maybe at another stage. So I think a creative block is just an extension of what most adults go through. But specifically for those in the creative field, it's to do with our practice.
It feels like a haze in my mind of not being able to focus on a specific task, a feeling of being stuck, not being able to progress. And I find like usually there's a few different barriers that can cause that, which one of them could be like if I'm not confident in me being able to do the task, or there's like knowledge that I'm missing. It's like I don't want to approach that thing until I'm more confident.
Something that stops you from being able to fully express your creativity, however that looks like.
You're trying to shift gear, but you keep stalling, or you're not able to shift gear from second to third, and you can hear your engine overworking because you're trying to get to that next gear. When you're not in that space, you're just going from second to third to fourth and you're just flowing. But when you're in that creative block, you're overworking for the same results that you know you can get naturally or a lot less strenuously. And I think that's where the frustration can come along, because you know that this is not a regular thing for yourself, but it also is a common thing for creatives.
I've had moments where I'm on social media and you don't even have, I guess, the execution of a project just yet, or the idea of a project just yet, but you are comparing yourself to a lot of people, seeing people's wins and stuff. It makes you think to yourself, gosh, am I behind, or am I not thinking quickly enough of the ideas that I want? Am I not in the right, space? Have I not got the right people? There's been times where I have felt like that.
Social media can be a problem just because if I'm facing a block with my own ideas, sometimes if I see someone bring my idea to life before I've managed to do it, I'm stressed, I'm angry. It makes me feel like I'm racing against time. It makes me feel like my ideas that will just flow out of my mind and into somebody else's brain just to be expressed. And it can make me feel like I'm running behind.
When you're online, it's very easy to compare yourself to other creatives. They might make work that you consider is way better than yours, and that might demotivate you. But I'd say, like, let it be an inspiration rather than something negative. Like, look at them artists and think, what did they do well? What can I learn off them? Rather than, oh, they're better than me, I'm not going to be like that. So I think definitely controlling your inner monologue is very important, and the words that you say to yourself, don't let them be negative, let them be constructive, and that way I think that would definitely help you defeat your creative block.
Creativity, I would say, is a huge part of who I am. And when that's blocked, it normally feels like the rest of me can't connect. I'm exhausted. It's hard to get out of bed. Sometimes it's hard to find motivation for anything because I'm probably ruminating on something that I can't do or express or get out, and I feel stuck. And that, I think, spills into every other area of my life.
When I'm doing commissions and stuff, I can put a pause on that project, which has a chain reaction in, if I've got another commission to do, it's like, well, now this one's not getting done, that one's not getting done, which leads to me getting stressed. And sometimes I can just literally shut down and just not do anything altogether.
COVID allowed me to most people just to stay inside and just find new hobbies. But once the world opened back up, did struggle to have that space for myself to just create without worrying about, what's going on in the world and stuff like that, and just things changing so quickly. I think for a while I did suffer. Maybe it was because I was focused on other things rather than creating. Yeah, that was a difficult time.
A creative block is not always a bad thing. I think having a creative block can fool you, it can challenge you, it can cause you to look at things from a different perspective. As far as I'm aware, upon reflection, the creative blocks that I've endured over the past with the creative projects that I have done, they've caused me to challenge me, to think of ways that I can fix things. So I would say at the time, at the moment, it's like, what are we gonna do? But once you get to the other side, I think it's served me well, I think. So yeah, creative block sometimes gets a bad rep, but yeah, I don't think it's all that bad.
Greatest lesson that I've learned from experiencing creative block is just to get up and try and do it. Oftentimes, I think as creatives, we rely on being motivated and having a certain feeling come to us before we can get the work done. But many days where I'm not motivated and I don't want to you know, I don't want to get up and do the work. And you just have to actually just force yourself to sit in your chair, pick up your pencil, pick up the microphone, pick up your, you know, your notepad and just get your ideas out there. And I find that when you do put yourself in that situation, oftentimes inspiration does come once you, like, you know, kind of step out in faith and just try, I think, definitely. So I'd just say, like, don't wait on a certain feeling to come over you and just try, you know, try to get it done.
Sometimes there's no direct, clear blueprint of how to get out of it. Sometimes you just need to go through it. You need to experience it fully for what it is and let it uncover the gems that are actually hiding in it. We're too busy thinking we're holding a rock instead of realizing we're holding a geode. And if you just crack it open, there's so much beauty inside, but we're just throwing the rock away because it doesn't look like what we're expecting it to look like. And I think if someone just told me that creative block is a part of the creative process and not a hindrance to it, I think I would have dealt with it a lot differently.
Sometimes you just have to be patient with creativity. You can't necessarily chase it. Just like in life, when you're enjoying things, time naturally passes and we can lose track of that. And I think that's how we have to look at creativity at times. Not try and pin it down, not try to force it into a set time frame and shape, and let it flow through us so we're able to produce our best.
It doesn't feel as if you're in the same position as you were before. I would say those are the signs where it's like, okay, things are moving now, and it feels slightly less like something is weighing down on you. It's a physical sort of like freeing. I do feel a sense of ease, relief. I feel like, what was I even being dramatic for? Do you know what I mean? But you know, more, I guess, deeper level, I would say it's just, you know, reassurance that you can do it again and you can get over it.
The creativity does return, and a lot of the time it stays. So if there is a break or a pause, that's just life redirecting me to something else at the time. I like to go to running clubs, occasionally creative events. I like to listen to a lot of music. I'll try and consume things that are different to what I typically create, even if it's similar genres. Or for example, I may read a book around history, I may watch a Netflix series, and I may be looking for one thing, but something else may stand out for me.
I might be playing a game and I'm like, you know what, I like the concept art and this character. Or like I might be watching a film and there's a nice like animated segment and I'm like, wow, that's sick how the animators did that. And it makes me think, oh yeah, you know what, I do want to jump on and achieve something like that, you know what I mean? So I do try and take inspiration from all aspects of life, definitely.
I find inspiration through books, through movies, through television, through whatever medium tells the story of, you know, people, documentaries. That helps a lot.
Oftentimes I'll go on YouTube, I'll go on my social media and I'll find artists that do tutorials and stuff so that I can learn what's stopping me from completing this thing. That's helped me a lot, to be fair, like, because it can be quite overwhelming working on the project and you think, well, I don't even know how to do this thing or do that thing, and that becomes another task. But the moment you learn that, it's like, it saves you so much time rather than you trying to just figure it out yourself. And I think obviously today we live in the age where we can have access to any information we desire, so we should utilize it, definitely.
Community and collaboration plays a huge role in dealing with creative block, because you're surrounded by people that have been where you've been, that sometimes understand what you see and can give you an outside perspective. Sometimes you're just too close to the problem. Sometimes you need somebody that can view it differently than you, come with a different form of inspiration, or sometimes they don't even mean to, but they say the right thing. They could be talking about something completely different, but it clicks, something clicks. And community plays such a huge role because it helps you feel less alone. It deals with intrinsic needs that we have anyway. Community is something that we need as humans, and sometimes it's nice to just go and connect and be and enjoy life and enjoy being around people that you love and that love you. And it can just be so rejuvenating and refreshing to take a break and do something you love around people you love instead.
Look at how many great creatives there are in the world right now. They definitely all experience creative block, but they've obviously pushed through for them to be able to manifest what they've manifested today.
It's not your enemy. It's not something you need to fight. It's not something you have to push through and struggle through. It's something that you can allow to teach you about the process you're on and changes you might need to make. Or maybe there's something within you that's afraid of what you're making and you need to address that. But looking at it as something that's hindering you makes it hinder you more. Look at it as something that's trying to help you, and then you can see what it's trying to show.
You know, you can go with the cliches of believe in yourself, keep going, and you know, those things do exist, but practically you're your best CV. So you look at your own work and hopefully that should inspire you or show you something that you may have forgotten. And if you don't know what that is, then ask somebody else that may enjoy your work, and that should set you on the right path.
A moment of comfortability doesn't compare to like a lifetime of regret. Don't be afraid to try and to look like you're trying as well. A lot of times on social media, people want that ending product and want to make it look like you've got everything together, but make the film that's a bit clunky, write the thing that's a bit, you look back and you're like, why did I do that? Just make it, and make it messy, make it scared, make it unsure, but make it. So, yeah.
This isn't just a story about struggle. It's a reminder. Every pause, every blank page, every moment of doubt is part of the art.